Let's talk about the modern retail trader. The game has completely changed. We're in an era where the kind of high-powered tools that were once locked away in Wall Street skyscrapers are now, literally, sitting on your desktop. We're going to dive into what that really means for you, the everyday trader.
But that brings up the real billion-dollar question, doesn't it? With all this new technology at our fingertips, can you actually beat the pros from the comfort of your own living room? Let's get into it.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll break down the classic problem every retail trader runs into. Then, we'll look at how new tools are giving us a peek at what the smart money is up to. After that, we'll see how to turn those confusing charts into clear signals, and even how to put your entire strategy on autopilot. And finally, we'll put it all together to build the new Modern Trader's Toolkit.
So, first up, the retail trader's dilemma. I mean, this is the classic story, right? It's David versus Goliath, but instead of a slingshot, you've got a laptop. And Goliath is a massive financial institution.
And this slide, well, it lays out that power imbalance perfectly. On one side, you've got us, the retail trader. We're working with our own capital, public info, and let's be honest, our own emotions. But on the other side, you have the institutions. They have unimaginable capital, proprietary tech, and emotionless algorithms making the calls. For a long, long time, that gap was a massive canyon. So, how in the world do you start to level that playing field? Well, it begins with trying to see what those giants are actually doing behind the curtain. This is all about the hunt for the smart money.
And you know, a huge piece of this puzzle is hidden in these places called dark pools. Seriously, that's what they're called. Think of them like private VIP rooms for Wall Street's biggest players. They go there to make massive trades so they don't cause a huge splash in the public market and give away their strategy.
And this is where a whole new breed of tools comes into play. We're talking platforms like insider finance and black box stocks. They're like flashlights in the dark, designed to spot the activity happening in these pools. They look for those tiny clues that a big institution is quietly buying up a stock, potentially giving you a heads up before the price ever reacts.
Okay, so another really popular way to follow the big money is by tracking something called options flow. You can think of it like watching a high-stakes poker game, but you actually get to see the biggest bets being placed in real time. When you see someone drop a huge, unusual amount of money on a very specific options contract, well, it's a pretty strong signal they think they know something.
And this quote here from Black Box Stocks really just says it all. The whole idea behind tools from services like OptionStrat and Insider Finance is built on this exact principle, giving you a window into those big bets so you can try to figure out where the smart money is flowing.
But hey, seeing where the big money might be going is only one part of the equation. You still have to make sense of all the market data yourself, and that's our next step. Moving from staring at confusing, noisy charts to finding signals you can actually act on.
Now, at the absolute heart of this whole data revolution is TradingView. As companies like Click Capital point out, this isn't just a website with charts. It's become a massive global ecosystem. We're talking millions of traders and developers all building and sharing these incredibly powerful new tools. And the difference these tools make is, well, it's night and day. Just look at this. On the left, you've got your basic chart, candlesticks and volume. It's okay, but look at the right. That same chart is completely transformed with custom indicators. These trend candles make the trend obvious, and these buy-sell bands are literally painting zones where you might want to get in or out. It's all about turning chaos into clarity. And some of these indicators get incredibly specific. You have trend candles that just paint the chart green in an uptrend and red in a downtrend, so you can't miss it. You have buy-sell bands that basically act like a GPS for the market, telling you when things might be getting overbought or oversold. You can even get things like a dark pool percentage that shows that off-exchange volume we just talked about, right on your chart. Every single one is like a new lens to see the market through.
Okay, so you've tracked the smart money, you've got your signals, but what about the hardest part of all? Pulling the trigger. This brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. Automating your edge. This is all about taking your own emotions, your fear, your greed, your hesitation, completely out of the equation.
And you know what? It's way simpler than it sounds. A service like SignalStack pretty much boils it down to 4 steps, with 0 coding. You pick your charting platform, you connect your broker, you tell it what kind of order you want, and then you just copy and paste a special link into your trading alert. That's it. Your strategy is now live and automated.
The whole goal here is to close that gap between having an idea and actually acting on it, because a great trading signal is totally worthless if you're not there to see it, or if you hesitate for even a second. Automation turns those alerts into live orders in your account instantly. Of course, the flip side is that a bad idea gets executed just as fast. So it's a powerful tool, but it absolutely demands a well-tested strategy. So let's put this all together. What does the new Trader's Toolkit actually look like? We need to talk about the amazing new opportunities, but also the very real danger of just getting overloaded with all this stuff.
When you break it all down, a pretty clear picture emerges of the modern toolkit. You can see here that the biggest chunks are advanced charting and tracking smart money. That's where most people focus. But look at those smaller slices, automation and portfolio analytics. They might seem small, but that's often where a real, sustainable edge is actually built. It's a whole ecosystem.
But, and this is a big but, none of this power comes for free. When you add it all up, a pro-level charting platform, a smart money scanner, some premium indicators, you could easily be looking at several $100s a month. So yeah, the doors to Wall Street's arsenal are open now, but walking through them still requires a serious investment, not just of money, but of your time.
And make no mistake, this is not some small, niche trend. We're talking over 100 million people using platforms like TradingView. The retail trading world has been fundamentally changed, forever. The game is different now, and there's just no going back.
Which brings us to the final, and maybe most important question. In a world where everyone has access to a so-called edge, when we can all see the same data and use the same tools, what's the thing that really separates the winners from the losers? Is it a constant search for more data, a slightly better indicator, or is the real ultimate advantage found in something much more human, discipline? That's something to think about.